Hey friends, hope all is well with you. Many people ask me what are the top 5 criteria to buy a best house at a best location for a best price. So here are those 5 things, and then I'm gonna share with you my latest listing, 10 Falcon Drive. So again, everybody says location, location, location. Why location? Location is not important just for the proximity to highways and schools, but location is also important for safety, for quality of life, for quality of life of your young generation, for tax purpose, for accessibility to public transportation, for accessibility to hospitals, for accessibility to schools, universities, last but not least, the accessibility to the large cities or towns where you want to go. So you, on one hand, you want to live in suburb to grow, to basically provide the best environment for your family, for your kids, so they are in one of the best school district and still enjoy the suburban quality, that you are not far from the city, but yet you are not in a village. You are more in a suburb where you can get everything, easy access, and enjoy the quality of life. So the most important thing is location. And in the location, even you could have a good town, then people find 1 or 2 lots in an older neighborhood and try to build a new home. That does not give you the quality in the neighborhood. So for that reason, I actually bought this 17 acres very, very close to Westboro train station in Shrewsbury, and that has a great access to Route 20, Mass Pike, Route 9. It's 40 miles from Boston, and it has great school system, and it has a very low tax rate, and then it has all kind of amenities from different kind of churches to Hindu temples, to Sikh temples, Jewish temple, and then very close to best universities in the world. You have a great access to UMass Medical Center and Tufts Medical Center, and then all the car dealerships, restaurants. So it's kind of really an amazing location. And then it really is a very well-versed community. So it's like a global village here. So that's really the first thing. And then this next thing really is what kind of pricing you're gonna get. Now, of course, more closer to you go toward Boston, I mean, whether you talk about or not, but it's very, very important to look at what price per square foot you're gonna get. And then when you're dealing with square foot, you also do not wanna forget the volume. So pricing per square foot, if you go very, very close to Boston, you get $600-$700, maybe $1,000 per square foot. But then unfortunately, the quality of product, the quality of house is really actually not that great. And then you don't get the right lot. You get a very, very small lot size. You don't have a good area, safe area for kids to play. Whereas in Shrewsbury, where we have this Falcon Farms is 17 acres, and there are a lot of very small lots in Shrewsbury, but over here we have 1/2 acre to 1.5 acre lots. And this is a brand new street, Falcon Drive, and then you have a cul-de-sac, and right at top of cul-de-sac we have 10 Falcon Drive, which I just listed for $1.9 million. And this is an amazing for 1.9 in close to Boston, like in Needham or Wellesley, you will find this at $5 million. Even in Shrewsbury, you will find this as $2.5 million. But I like to keep my prices low and my quality high, because I believe our company name is Richvmax. Maximize your value. So you can get lots and lots of features for far less money. For example, we always use double door, double entry door. We always use high-end windows. Our siding is batten board versus the other people are using 2-dimensional siding. We use 3-dimensional siding, and now we are using actually vertical batten board. Then we're using black fascia, which is more expensive, black windows, which is more expensive. This is a stretch energy town. So it means the best town for energy efficiency. We produce our own electricity. So number one, electricity is cheap. Then you are required to provide area for solar. You're required to provide hookup for electric car. You need to do much more insulation so that you can get a lower HERS rating, home energy rating system, HERS rating. In Shrewsbury, for new homes which are built now, you need to be at 42 HERS rating or lower. Just 5 years ago, they were 100. So it's 100% more than 100% more efficient home. So you got to build thicker walls, you got to build higher insulation, you need to build dual heating systems, different roofing, different sheeting, you need to do all that. And then of course, when we build garage doors even, we build with much thicker stacks, so you have higher energy efficiency, and then we put insulated glass windows in the garage and in the garage doors, and then you have a Wi-Fi control garage doors, and then when you go inside, you're gonna see beauty all over the place. Now we are showing you this video, and you can also go into 3D tour and maneuver around, take a look. In our listing, we always build first floor in-law suite. So that's another feature when you are looking for a home. It is very, very important. If you don't need it today, you might need it tomorrow. Then you need to have a first floor in-law suite, which is very accessible. So it's not like you have to go through the stairs, set of stairs, and then you need to get to the in-laws. No. The in-laws is at the same level, and it is with the full beautiful bathroom with a very nice shower and high-end faucets and fixtures and all that. And then you have a very, very high-end family room, living and dining room with an amazing coffered ceiling. And even we came up with brand new design on woodwork on the walls. So all of woodwork is custom woodwork. And then the next feature people ask is that nowadays you don't want to get the fireplace, which are old fireplace that sits on the floor. These are built-in beautiful fireplaces nowadays, and that's what we have. And then we have a lot of woodwork on the walls everywhere. And then the other very, very important feature is really the kitchen. Everybody knows that. So a lot of people say that I have a $1.5 million home, I can put another 500,000 and I can make amazing home. No, you don't, because you can't change the wall thickness, you can't change the insulation, you can't change the windows, you can't change the roof, you can't change all the electrical, all the heating, HVAC system. Think about it. If you're gonna put $500,000 on a $1.5 million home, you may be not doing yourself a favor. You're better off buying a brand new home because it's built with a much more efficient system, and it has all the systems new, all the windows, the roof, even the insulation, the HVAC, the kitchen, the bath, everything is new. So you are much better off. And the quality of the product today is totally different than the quality you required before, because it's much more efficient system they want you to put. Like for example, you used to have 70% efficient HVAC. Now you have to put 95, 98%. You could put 12 SEER air conditioning. Now you have to do 16 to 20 SEER. Before you do only just one type of heating system, but now we have to do dual heating system to save energy, like put a heat pump condensing units instead of just a regular condensing unit. So there's a lot of things which things have changed, and the prices are high, not because of market is high. It is really high because it required a lot more to build a house. Like now you have to put the air recovery system as well. Before you didn't have to put air recovery system. And the air recovery system really help you replace the air, but keep the energy inside instead of throwing your heat out. So there's a lot of things like that. In the kitchen, we put high-end cabinets that's all the way stacked to the ceiling. So you need to put 5 different type of molding to create this effect. And so that you don't have a dusty area above the cabinets later on in 2-3 years. So you enclose that. And then we do double wall ovens instead of one microwave. What if you have a turkey day and you have 50 people in your home? You need 2 ovens. So we put 2 ovens instead of one. And then we put a microwave drawer, which is much more efficient, much bigger. It's a lot more expensive doing this way. And then we use Oxford mist, very high-end, beautiful cabinetry with all kind of molding. We use light rail because we put lighting underneath the cabinets. Many people don't use light rail, and those lights, if they do put the lights, it's visible. Now we don't do that. We actually put the light rail so it's not visible. We put lights in the cabinets, underneath the cabinets, and then we also have a very high-end quartz with very nice gold streak, not only on the counter but also the backsplash. So it's all very harmonious and it's very beautiful, and also there's no collection of dust or mold in the long run when you're cooking. And then you have beautiful exhaust system built in with doing the exhaust out. And then the next thing is really in the bathrooms. A lot of time people just do 1 or 2 showers and then they do tubs or do one-piece shower. That's very cheap system. We do all Italian tiles, and you can see in our bathroom. And the other thing is we do not do half bath. On the first floor, we do full bath because you have in-law section. Every single bathroom other than the master suite, you have all those Jack and Jill. So we have 5 bedroom upstairs, and all 5 bedroom are fed with 3 bathroom, and everybody has a private access to the bathroom. Another very important feature is walk-in closet. Every single bedroom has a walk-in closet and a huge, beautiful double-story foyer with a lot of woodwork and with big, huge windows. Now, every single bedroom has 2-sided windows, not window on just one wall, but windows on both walls so that you can get sun throughout the day. There is a vastu benefit, and there is also a ventilation and light benefit as well. A lot of these features we look into. So these are really the major 5 things you want to look at. You want to look at location, not just for good schools, but also good taxes, accessibility, and what have you. The flow is important, but volume. You got to look at the ceiling height, because a lot of time people really don't have a double-story foyer. I have another person who has a house, $2 million home, but it's on a hill. But then basically they try to create the square footage using the basement and using the attic. I talk about the square footage only for 2 floors, first floor and second floor. The basement is additional square footage and it's a cheaper square foot, and attic is a cheaper square foot. I use $100 per square foot for attic and basement, whereas the other square foot is like $500 per square foot. So look at the difference, because that is the honest way of doing it. Then look at that, do you have an attached garage or under garage? And then you want to look at that you have basement walkout or no walkout. Every single house I built have a beautiful windows in the back, in the basement, and at least like 6-7 windows, huge windows. And I don't use small windows, I use large windows. And then basically you have a beautiful view and you have beautiful ventilation, and then you also have a couple of doors in the basement. And then we make sure we rough in. Even if we don't finish the basement, we do 3 things. A, we put bigger HVAC system. If you want to finish the basement, it can be easily finished. And then we also put plumbing roughing for bathroom and a kitchen. So we're thinking futuristic. And last but not least, we make a much higher ceiling height, and we keep our design of the plumbing and electrical such a way that when you do the ducting, when you finish the basement, you do not really see that low ceiling height. The yards, what kind of yards you have, we make sure that you have minimum 40 to 50 feet of yard in each direction. So in our house, you got to look at the volume, not only the square footage. So these are the main features. And honestly, you can go to a house and you can get $450 per square foot, and you can get a house for $1,000 per square foot. Our house is about $500 per square foot, but we compete with $700 to $1,000 per square foot house. That's the type of features we put in, and we challenge you to take our features and go anywhere in the greater Boston or New England area and look at that. The features we are putting are like $700 to $1,000 per square foot, but we are only selling it under $500 per square foot within a great environment and safe, secure, and accessible. With that, I encourage you to please look at our video, our tour, and then give us a call at ValueMax or reach us out at richvmax@gmail.com. richvmax@gmail.com. Thank you.